We're going to continue with our speakers. The next speaker is someone who's talked before at our events. He also has worked with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange. He's an editor and writer, Haiti Liberté. Kim Ives.
All right. Hey. Good afternoon. Thank you, NYC Assange, for this event. We should know that in this building, the British consulate is organizing a counteroffensive to what's going on right here. A month ago, December 3rd, they held a rally online, Zoom, with journalists of color, minority journalists. They organized it, and I quote, to find out what needs to happen in a systemic and institutional levels so that journalism can fulfill its highest obligation to get to the truth.
Do it yourself.
The British consulate is proposing they want to get to the truth. Now, if you don't think that this initiative of paying, buying, bribing minority journalists to come participate in something that they and the Canadian Embassy, and if you don't think Washington's behind that, I have a bridge downtown I'm ready to sell you today. It goes to Brooklyn, actually. So this is what we're up against.
You're fine.
Julian and WikiLeaks, in a fantastic documentary, if any of you haven't seen it, The War on Journalism, The Case for Julian Assange by Juan Pasarelli. Fantastic film. But it begins really with a quote where Julian lays out his philosophy, his vision.
It's good. It's good.
And he says,
okay.
all political theories today are bankrupt because we don't know what the hell is going on. We don't know where we are. We don't have a map. How can we make any diagnostic, he said, if we don't know what's going on in our institutions? Not through an occasional story here or there, but through massive internal documentation. This was his mission. And anybody who's ever been involved in any military operation knows that the key to success to any operation or any military campaign is good information, reconnaissance, good intelligence. But what do our intelligence agencies do? The CIA, they don't give us the truth. They give us lies. They're trying to deceive us. They're trying to hide the truth from us. Their purpose is not to give us the truth. And this is what WikiLeaks did. They gave us the truth. They gave us the unvarnished, indisputable, bona fide information that we can begin to make our strategies and make our campaigns upon. Now, WikiLeaks hasn't just released thousands of documents, they've made it available to us. There's a fantastic website, I don't know how many of you have used it or know it, but Plus D, or the Public Library on U.S. Diplomacy. And in this, they not only have the 251,000 cables of the U.S. embassies around the world that became known as Cablegate, but they also have 3 million cables that have been declassified but then are reclassified, which are released by the U.S. government dating from 1973 to 79. Now, the U.S. government is supposed to declassify these documents after 25 years. That's what the law says. So theoretically, we should be seeing documents unclassified since 1995. But as far as they've gotten is 1979. They're 16 years behind on this. And even when they release it, they put it in a PDF form, which you can't have access to, really. It's very difficult to get. It's practically hidden. But WikiLeaks put it out on the Plus D site. And WikiLeaks, when they released this site, we at Haiti Liberté were among 18 partners around the world who were given access to this site, and we did a number of articles on the basis of these documents. Fantastic stuff to show how they resume military aid to Duvalier and so forth. And they also gave us, in 2011, 2,000 documents from the Cablegate Trove, which showed what the U.S. was doing in Haiti between 2003 to 2010. And so this was just a tremendous gift that keeps on giving. And as William Faulkner said, the past isn't dead. The past isn't even past. We've seen that this last 3 months. Because these same documents, now almost a decade out, have been providing us with information. Because in Haiti today, the government of Jovenel Moïse is trying to reestablish a dictatorship, essentially the Duvalier dictatorship. And this dictatorship has a couple of features. They are setting up a provisional electoral council, a CAP, which is going to hold elections, theoretically, in the coming year, even though Jovenel is supposed to step down in February. And the guy who sits on this council for the union sector, the unions, the workers, is a guy called Patrick Numa, who is a U.S. agent. He works for the National Endowment for Democracy, which is a cutout of the CIA. We know this from WikiLeaks. It was those WikiLeaks documents that explained that to us. We wouldn't have known otherwise. And then, to make matters worse, this last month in December, Jovenel launched a new Gestapo. It's a force which he decreed just with a stroke of his pen, which has the power to spy, but not just spy, arrest, and even kill you. These are armed guys. And there's no legal recourse. They have total impunity. The decree says they cannot be prosecuted for anything they do. So this is a new Tantamakut Corps that they've built. And the guy who is practically at the head of it is a fellow called Leon Charles, who has been in Washington for the past 15 years. Again, no coincidence. Remember the bridge if you need it. This is the guy who gets stuck at the head of police, who will basically be heading this new corps called ANI, A-N-I, which will be responding to the counterinsurgency, will be carrying out the counterinsurgency campaign against the rising Haitian people. Again, it was WikiLeaks who gave us this information. So you can understand with all this truth that supposedly this British consulate is looking for. That's why the empire is so mad at him for that truth that he is. And to finish, let me just remind us all, because you all know, I see this is many familiar faces, even though they're masked, that as one of his slogans, I don't know if he came up with it or somebody, but he said, courage is contagious.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Courage
sir.
is contagious.
Yes,
I would maybe modify it to say courage can be contagious. Because I think every single one of us has at some point in their life thought this thought. If I had the possibility to change the world, save the world, through my act, but it was going to cost me my liberty or my life, would I do it? would I do it? Julian did. He did it. He poked the tiger. And now that tiger is coming after him with its full wrath, trying to kill him, trying to vilify him. And he must have thought, at some point in that process, will the people of the world rally to my defense? Will they stand for the same principles that I'm standing for? So the ball is in our court.
Yes, sir.
Will we have the courage, the determination, the resolve, the spirit of sacrifice to defend Julian Assange and WikiLeaks and make our contribution to children and saving the world? Thank you.
Yes, sir.